G'day folks, Corey Hind, hope you're well. Been a while. This video is all about things that you can do that aren't that hard that will help you rank better on Google, the SEO game. So Google is still the place people go to find answers, businesses, things, etc. People have been losing their mind about AI in the last year, which is cool because it's new and it's exciting. But when people want to find a business or a thing, they're still grabbing their phone, they're still going to Google for the most part. These 9 things are all things that we've talked about before. In fact, the content for this video comes from an article we wrote just this week. So you can find that on our Substack if you want to read through it. But I thought I'd talk to you about this stuff because oftentimes people find the sort of rank higher on Google stuff really hard. However, sometimes you only need one of these things that we're going to talk about to really take off for you, and you'll rank much better on Google as a result. And you might find even 2. Just find something that you are comfortable doing, and if you do it consistently, you'll probably get really big results on Google as well. So let's run through these things. And again, all of this stuff is pretty much idiot proof. You can do this stuff yourself without technical knowledge. People do it all the time. People who've hardly even got the ability to send an email can do a lot of this stuff. So let's run through it, see if it resonates with you. And if you need any help with this stuff, just reach out to us. We can help you because helping people rank better on Google is what we do. Now, the first one is this, YouTube. So YouTube is obviously owned by Google. And as you'll see on Google search these days, when you look up things, quite oftentimes you will see a YouTube video on the middle of page 1 of Google. So Google definitely looks at YouTube as a major ranking factor. Some of our long-standing clients have used a little bit of social media and a lot of YouTube as their main thing, and then ranked really well on Google as a result of that, because they're going to YouTube, they are answering questions in their niche, they're talking about things that are relevant to that niche, and they're doing that via YouTube. It doesn't have to be heavily produced. You don't have to worry about all of that fancy am I as good as Mr. Beast stuff. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to, if you feel like YouTube is the place for you and you can turn on the camera and talk about a topic, that's the main thing. You get backlinks in the description of the video. YouTube and Google go, oh, this video is about this stuff here. It's going to help your website rank better. We've got an example down here, a client of ours called Sidechain Security. They are a cyber security business. So they could just develop a whole YouTube channel, talking people through setting up things, checklists for cybersecurity, blah, blah, blah. So there's loads of ways you can use it, get stuck into it and see how you go. And if you've got any problems, just come to us and ask us. The next suggestion is the Substack platform that I'm using right now. So the easiest way I've got to describe Substack is it's kind of like an email list meets blog. So if you send out emails to your business, they go off into the email in tray, they get read, and then they disappear. Substack is kind of the same, except that the emails remain on the server as essentially a blog article. We have connected up our Google Search Console data with our Substack that we use, and quite frankly, I've been blown away by how much search traffic is finding our Substack content. So it's kind of like email plus blog. So we have clients that send out really good detailed emails. We have recommended they switch that to Substack because they've got that ongoing SEO power. That content stays on Substack, directs people to their website, sends strong signals to Google about what that business does. So seriously consider going. Just go to substack.com and sign up and take your email addresses from whatever you're using straight into Substack, and you will win. I can pretty much promise that. Okay, number 3 is creating a free course on Gumroad. We've used Gumroad for years as a place to get courses out to people, whether they are free or paid. That's what we've always used. There is backlink power on using Gumroad. So you get backlinks from Gumroad, but also if it's a free course, for example, that people share, your name, your brand, what you do gets out there, and Google will pick up on that and go, okay, this business does this thing, and that will help you. It's also, these other things kick in as well. You're proving your expertise, you're building your email list, and then you're showing Google what you do, what niche you're in, etc. The next thing that we recommend people do is, we've done a video about this before, it's kind of what we would call the we featured you strategy. So we might decide that, we're kind of doing this right now. We're talking about Gumroad. we're talking about Substack. We might send this video to those platforms and say, hey, we featured you in a recent video. You might want to share that with your crowd. They probably won't because they're way bigger than we are, but they could. You, for example, might run a bike shop and decide that you want to write up a big blog article about a brand new type of tire or pump or power meter or whatever it might be. Write the review, write the article, even shoot a video about that and send it to that company and say, hey, we've just done a review of this thing. And then you'll be surprised. Sometimes they'll link back to you, and that is fantastic. Again, it just is a way to get backlinks and get Google talking about you. And this is not hard to do. If you're an expert, let's say you're a plumber and you're talking about the different types of pipes you could use in your plumbing work, you know that stuff inherently. You could talk about it, write about it very, very easily, pop it on your blog or even your Substack or whatever, go back to that company, let them know. Number 5 is just a slightly alternative idea if you're into the blogging space, and that could be that you write thought pieces elsewhere. So you might decide to talk about, you might be an optometrist and you've talked all about different glasses and ways of testing people's eyes, but you've decided that you're going to now start writing that on Medium as another place to write, or LinkedIn, somewhere else. So just another way to use existing blogs that have high SEO power, get your content on there that comes back to your website. Easy to do. Just pick one that you think is relevant. So 2025, as I shoot this, perhaps LinkedIn would be a place if you're in the professional spaces to do that, because lots of people are kind of transferring their social media activity in the professional space from places like Facebook and Instagram over to LinkedIn. So there might be an idea. Number 6, and I've said here, this is a different idea, but follow along. You might decide that you've got this amazing bunch of information that you're going to share, and you're just going to turn it into a Google Doc. You're going to lock it so people can't edit it, and you're just going to get it out there on socials. It might just be a really useful thing that people share and love. It could be a Google Sheet, Google Doc, could be anything else. We have seen some businesses go really well by this kind of content marketing 101. Make something really good and useful and get it out there. And in this instance, people go, oh, it's just a Google Doc. Here, grab this link, and they share it. And all of a sudden, your link is going all over the place. And Google is recognizing that, going, wow, these guys are good. They are professionals. They know what they're doing. And we're getting all these backlinks. People might even link back to that from their own social media platforms or blog as well. Number 7, all the usual social platforms. So again, this is really poignant for me at the moment because I've been designing a new service that we're going to offer, which is all about getting businesses far more active on social media platforms in a simple, efficient way, because the social platforms are being recognized a lot more by Google as an authoritative place to get information about what business does what. So go back 5 years and you Googled something, you just see websites. Now you might see, do the same search, you might see a YouTube video, a Facebook page, a piece of content somewhere on social media. So we know that social media is far more relevant than it ever has been in terms of helping Google to decide who's who in the zoo. Google Business Profile, we've talked about that a lot over the years. We've got some courses and help on Gumroad, so you can grab that stuff if you want. Google Business Profile, again, it's a Google asset. You should be using that if you're a local area business. Talk about things, answer questions, get content out there. Number 9, this is the last one for here, is we've got a bonus tip too. So the shareables. So this article here on our blog talks about shareable things that could change your business. Now, I spent significant time on the phone yesterday with some app developers talking about how impactful, for example, a quiz could be, or a tool on your website that becomes the go-to tool. The example we talked about here in New Zealand was a website called sorted.org. Now, that's got the number 1 mortgage calculator on it that everybody uses. So they've built this mortgage calculator years ago. Everyone uses that to figure out their mortgage calculations. People link back to it. It demonstrates a whole bunch of stuff to Google about what they do. So the idea is, what could you get onto your website, for example, that is super, super good and useful in terms of a thing that people will share. It could be a resource. It could be an infographic. It could be a research piece. It could be a tool. It could be a how-to video. You just have to get creative at this point and think, okay, what are my potential customers using often, and can I build that? All right. Now, the last tip is the bonus, which is, and we do this a hell of a lot as an SEO agency, which is writing guest posts for people. So you might have a business that you're partnered with, and you say, "Hey, we've got some stuff we want to write about on your website," and they will say yes or no. So that's something else. So on Google, if you want to beat your competition, it's likely that absolutely none of your competition are doing all of these things. YouTube, Substack, courses on Gumroad, all this stuff. I've never seen somebody doing all that stuff. If you're a average run-of-the-mill business that's open 9 to 5 and you're doing just a pretty basic thing and there's a big market for it, you may only need to find one or two of these things to help you get above your competition. That's the game, is just try and figure that out. Honestly, get into the comments below and ask me questions. I will give you ideas and help. If you just want to outsource this sort of stuff and you want to rank better on Google and outstrip your competition, you really don't have the time or the expertise or the inclination, get in touch with us. We'll help you. That's what we do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment and like and subscribe and share if you want to. Why not? Thanks. Bye for now.